You're welcome to my channel. I'm GB Bello. Now we are finished cutting our tunic and trousers, so we are just about to start sewing it. Now on this table I've used the pattern to cut the fabric. This is the sleeve, the long sleeve. This is the front pattern, you can see it with the neckline, and this is the back pattern as well, you can see it with the neckline. So what I'm going to do in this video is to cut the facings. You know, both the front and the back pattern we have facings for the neckline, so that's what I'll quickly do in this video, so you can see how I'm going to cut the facing. You can use a different fabric if you want, but I'm using the same fabric. Some people use different fabric for the facing, but I'm going to use the same white fabric for the facing. The only thing that will be different is going to be my placket. The placket is going to be different, so then what I will use for the inner part of the cuffs too is also going to be different. So you are free to create your own style. You can add or remove anything that you want to do. So I'm cutting the front facing first. Note that I did not put a slit there yet for the placket. Yes, while I'm sewing I'm going to do that. I just cut it the neck round for me to cut the facing. Now you can see the way I place it. I place the front pattern on the leftover fabric. So the slit is usually between 6 inches and 8 inches. 6 inches, but for this tunic, for this top, I'm using 7 inches. So the front facing that I need to cut, I'll make sure that it doesn't get to 7 inches where. So if my slit is going to be up to 7 inches, this 7 inches, definitely the facing I'm cutting must not pass like 6 inches. It will not pass like 6 inches, so it will be around 6 inches. Then for this front pattern, I'm using a slanted yoke on it. For the back pattern, I'll use a straight yoke on it. So I'm cutting it to do the same thing. The neckline, everything is going to be the same thing. Just watch how I'm going to cut it. This is the 6 inches that I marked. So this is my front facing. Now this is the back pattern, so I'm going to cut the back facing or the back yoke for it too. This one, the length can be like 7 to 8 inches. Inches for the length. I'm going to use 6 inches for the length. So if you want your own to be 10, if you want it to be low, you can actually do it to your own taste. So the neckline too is going to be the same thing. So let me check the 6 inches. 6 inches is going to be here. So I'm just using this as like a ruler for it, but make sure you don't cut your clothes too. You have to be careful so that you don't cut the real fabric with the facing. Very good. So I have a facing now. I have both the back. Okay, now I've already cut the pattern and I've also cut the yoke. This is the back yoke for this one, and this is the front yoke for this one. I use if you want your yokes to be longer than this, you can use 10 inches. It's fine. You can see that I've cut stay that I'm going to put on them. So make sure you cut your own stay too that you are going to put them. Next is to go and gum the stays. Then I will now move on to sew both the front neckline and the back neckline.